For more than a century, dirt farmers and big cigar politicians were known to stop by this white Texas farmhouse.
It started off when prostitution was legal in Texas. There was a period where prostitution was legal as well as other vices. And when it did become illegal, they continued, but they adhered to some unspoken rules.
By the 1970s, the Chicken Ranch was one of the last brothels still open in Texas and one of the worst kept secrets in Central Texas.
It really kind of a buttoned-down conservative brothel, if that makes any sense whatsoever. They cooperated with law enforcement.
It was 60 miles outside Austin and Grange, away from the big cities, giving Miss Edna Milton, the last man to run the brothel, some discretion.
As long as it didn't attract attention to itself, it was allowed to maintain operations. Once the television spotlight came in, people saw themselves on the 6 o'clock news. Then they started getting really upset, uncomfortable with the spotlight.
A woman who identified herself as Edna Milton came out, said she owned the house and land. I asked what kind of business was she running.
I have a boarding house here.
Is that all it is?
It's enough.
You're not operating a house of prostitution?
Whether I am or not doesn't come under the heading of your business.
In 1973, KTRK reporter Marvin Zindler claimed in multiple stories that the Chicken Ranch was corrupt and part of a crime ring.
Who all gets money other than that? Any law officials, government officials?
Certainly. The federal government, certainly they get their pint of blood for it.
We won't be looking the other way in the new year. Not as long as my name is Marvin Zindler, Eyewitness News.
Due to his coverage, the Chicken Ranch was closed on August 1st, 1973 by then-Governor Briscoe, but the crimes Zindler accused Miss Edna weren't necessarily true, according to historian and author Jamie Lynn Blaschke.
They believed that the Chicken Ranch was paying off law enforcement and everyone else for the right to stay in business. There was corruption happening, but not the type of corruption that they were led to believe.
Blaschke believes the legacy of the Chicken Ranch closure 50 years ago marked a point in Texas history.
This is the new modern high-tech Texas that went from being a country backwater that had some farming, agriculture, and cattle into the major player that it is as far as energy and technology today. They came to loggerheads when Marvin Zindler started broadcasting Texas has a whorehouse in it. Ultimately, New Texas won.
John Carlos Estrada, CBS Austin News.
Thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and get the latest news by downloading the CBS Austin News app.